Hey there, so welcome back to another video. I'm actually liking making these little unedited videos, I'm not sure why. So, Locate Marble says, I hate to be the what's that word? Harbinger of bad news, but with 4 gigabytes of RAM in the day and age, you need to throw away your mouse and adopt the Linux terminal, which is basically a bunch of text. You have to do a bunch of typing, basically. Believe me, you have so much to learn, it isn't even funny. Well, actually, I disagree, but let's go on to the next message. Basically, what he's saying here is 4 gigabytes of RAM is not enough, and that's why it's lagging. Then we go to the next one. Your old laptop with Linux ran as fast as a newer laptop with Windows. So yes, Linux is faster. Well, let's do the start menu test again. Alright, but no, I'm going to go and read this whole thing here. Let's see. Here we go. With Linux, you are limited by your hardware. With Windows, you are limited by your hardware and operating system. I'd say you're limited with the operating system in Linux too, if not more than Windows. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I've not dug into Linux, but I know a lot of programs don't support Linux, so there's that. But then a lot of Linux programs don't support Windows, so it also goes that way. The air conditioner just kicked on. I'm struggling to speak. Obviously, Linux won't upgrade your RAM and CPU. It will just use less of it. True, it might use less of it. Probably depends on the version of it. Let's see. Does that save you from ever heavier web bloat? Up to a point. Well, yeah, I'd say 5% maybe. It might make your computer 5% faster. At some point, you will have to learn to use the terminal to fight back. I would say no. Yes, you need to use it sometimes in Linux to install stuff, but yes, you can also watch videos with it. I don't know how, but you can, but that's just a lot of steps, alright? And here's the thing I'm going to say. So right now, look at how many Google Chrome tabs I have open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all basically really responsive. Oh, let's open up Steam. It's right there. Let's open up that. This is video editing. And guess what? Let's go back to Google. Oh, and you know, let's press the start button. Yeah, it took about half a second to open. And let's do it over here too. Where's that button? Yeah, it's faster. But this has a NVMe SSD and it's significantly newer. But still though, once both of these start menus are already opened once, now they open basically immediately. But yeah, that one is very slightly faster. But the CPU is also much faster. So yes, this is slightly slower at opening the start menu than Linux. But once it's already open, it's about the same. Alright, let's go on to the next one. But yeah, just jumping between all these things, it's not having a problem like it did in Linux. And guess what? We're using less RAM than in Linux too. Currently, we're only using about 84% of the what? The carnation? Look at that RAM speed. That'd be neat to have, and that's not something that's a thing in 2023 at the time of recording this, at least. Or maybe it is. I don't think it is. That probably would have to be DDR6 or DDR7. Either way, this is using less RAM, but it's not, because it's using the SSD as the page file, or the swap file, I think it is called in Linux, and it seems to be doing a better job at it, at least out of the box. Now, I'm sure there is a way in Linux to go over and set how much of the SSD you want as a swap file, but it's also not set up nicely to the start. You have to go over and likely hop into the commands and modify it yourself, which is slightly disappointing. And the thing is, it's sort of the same situation on Windows, but it goes over and it works, alright? Let's say you want to open up the calendar, okay? I have all this stuff open. Yes, it takes it a moment to open, but boom, the calendar's open. And nothing's becoming unresponsive. We are still using the same CPU, by the way. Okay, let's open up something else. Let's say we open up the clock. And the clock is now opening. I should add, this is a out-of-date Windows version. When I say out-of-date, I mean it's fully up-to-date, but this install is several years old, and it's got drivers upon drivers on it. It's been through AMD and Intel CPUs, basically everything I have. I have probably 30 different CPUs that have been on this. It's gotten everything, basically. Let's keep scrolling down the list here. I'm not going to open up Minecraft because that's really intensive. Okay, that's a game. That's not like a program. Let's open up Microsoft Store. I think I clicked on it. I'm not sure, but I'll open up Microsoft Edge too. One of them is going to open. Okay, it will be Edge. And yes, the mouse just lagged there once. First time so far. But I can still move it around. It's not lagging like on Linux. And the forecast in Clearwater is 80 degrees, and it's nighttime still. Alright, I'm sure the RAM almost is at 100% usage. Yes, it is. But let's just continue on with our trend of opening things. Let's open up, I'm not going to open up a games launcher, okay? That uses a lot of CPU. So I'm just going to keep going down the list here. Let's open up Mail. I don't think that's going to work, but let's open it up anyway. It's going to want me to sign into my account. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because, well, I don't really want to, and I don't really have a reason to. But let me just open up everything here, just all in Windows here. Let's just have it all in the background. There we go. Alright, let's continue on. Since that's a full screen application, I'll put everything else here first. Get that smaller. Yeah. Can I get... No, let's just get this smaller too. Alright, we've gotten all these windows open. Yeah, the RAM is definitely maxing out, so is the CPU, but this is still significantly more usable than Linux that you saw in my last video. And I only had a video editing program open and a few Google tabs. Yes, if I go over to here, you can see, well, we're still using a lot of RAM from Google, Microsoft Edge, and all that stuff, but it's usable. This is a usable system. 4 gigabytes of RAM is enough. To a point. For web browsing and just opening things like this, it's perfectly fine. But if you want to go on game, no, it's not going to be a good time. 4 gigabytes of RAM is not really enough for gaming unless you want to play like Roblox or Minecraft Bedrock Edition or maybe BattleBit Remastered, but besides that, 4 gigabytes of RAM is not enough. And this program is lagging here, but there, it's loaded in. And let's go back to Google here, and let's just go between all the tabs. By the way, I have something in here called auto tab discarding. It's an extension here. It's disable automatic tab discarding. What it does is basically if you're running low on RAM, Google Chrome goes and basically unloads all the websites. Well, with that tab, it just leaves them loaded. So you don't have to go over and let's say, oh, I want to look at eBay. Well, it doesn't take a long time to load because it literally has to load the entire website, like if I press the reload button like that right there. It's still loading, there we go, it's done. It doesn't have to do that, which is awesome. The memory is still at 92% right now, 89. It's just all going into the swap file or page file. And if I go over to, what is it, performance, let me see if I can find it real quickly here. It is adjust appearance and performance of Windows. If I go into here, it's where all the stuff is. And if I go to here, currently we're using about 2.9 gigabytes of the page file, or 2,902 megabytes, which is a rather large amount. And it's still performing quite decently, as you can see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's not anything spectacular. It's not like my i5 13400, but like, this is not unusable. 4 gigabytes of RAM is still usable. I'm opening Solitaire now. It's actually a game, but it might be fine. It's a game, but it's really easy to open. I'm sure it's going to max the CPU out and RAM out. We're at 95% RAM usage, 92, but it's again putting it into the page file. It's going to put stuff into the page file for a long time, and the mouse was just lagging there. I don't know if you noticed, but it was definitely lagging, but not to the extent of Linux. Oh wait, what? Oh. This has happened to this CPU before. I'm not sure why, but sometimes I think this could actually be a Windows bug, maybe, because I have so many different drivers on here. I've put so many CPUs through here. It might be that. But if you look here, this CPU is at barely any usage, and then this one here is maxed out. Let's go to hardware monitor and let's see what's going on. I pressed the Windows button and it is definitely lagging right now because of what's going on. By the way, another tab or whatever is opening up there, I don't know. This does seem like overheating, but it isn't, because it would actually be thermal throttling if it was overheating, I think. Let me see. I'm going to hardware monitor here, and as you can tell, it is definitely lagging. No doubt about that. Though, we're literally down a core. So, this could be a CPU-related thing, because I've not had this happen before on this Windows install. I've only just had this happen on this laptop more than once. I think I also had it happen on a Pentium D at one point, which is a dual-core CPU, one of the first dual cores. The RAM's currently at 95% usage, but as you see here, this is still working just fine. If you ignore the fact it's lagging because of the CPU currently having an absolute fit. But we have more tabs open here, and I could still go over and click between them, and I mean, yeah, it's lower now because the CPU is literally cut in half, but still though. Okay, not literally cut in half, but like the speed is in half. So let's take a look at hardware monitor here. Yes, a lot of people don't like hardware monitor. Hardware info technically is more technical or whatever. I'm not that technical when it comes to it. I just want to see what's going on. Alright, let's take a look here. So one core is at 2.65 gigahertz, the other one's at 2.52 gigahertz. It should be the same for each core, but okay. And let's take a look here. So one CPU core is barely used, and the other one is basically maxed out. Yeah, that is really weird. So that is more of a situation where the computer should probably be restarted. You know what? I'm going to pause the video real quick, and I'm going to restart this computer, and let's just continue. Because when I restart the computer, that will fix the problem. It has always fixed the problem, and well, it's going to, or it should at least. But let's just go over and close all these programs. You can tell here it is definitely lagging, but the thing is, this isn't lagging like Linux did with barely anything open. This is significantly more than Linux. But don't get me wrong, Linux is very good because it's going to be supported longer, okay? It's going to be supported longer on older hardware, which makes it more usable in that sense, but then at the same time, 4 gigabytes of RAM is apparently not enough for Linux. But for Windows, it's fine. Alright. Either way, let's close everything here and restart the computer, and I will be back in... I clicked the button, didn't I? I guess I didn't. There you go. Okay, restart. I'll be back in 1 moment. So, 1 moment, please. Also, hello, I see myself in the camera. I should add, so this is how fast it is to turn on. So, about 3 seconds before I started this clip, it was showing the VISO logo, which is basically the logo of the BIOS before it goes over and starts booting Windows. And yes, it does take a while to boot Windows. And it takes a while to boot Linux too. They seem to be about the same. I think Windows in booting is slightly slower. Though, if it's a laptop and the battery is decent, I do recommend just putting your laptop to sleep. But still though, yeah, Linux booted slightly faster, I think. But now that it's booted, maybe not. Maybe they're about a tie. I don't know. I didn't measure the time on each one of them, and my time perception is really bad. So... this could have took 10 times longer than Linux. I have no idea. Alright, let's go over, check the CPU usage out in Task Manager, and let's open up all the gizmos and gadgets here. Of course, it's lagging because I just turned it on. Linux doesn't quite lag like this when I first start the computer. That's one thing for sure. But let's click on that, let's click on that, let's go over to here, and yeah, the CPU is using all of its cores, which is 2, which is correct. And let's just go over, open up the last tab here. Let's see, yep, restore that window. I'll just leave the other window open too separately, because why not? We're trying to kindly test this computer's functionality. So let's just go over and start loading all these tabs. Yep, just give it a moment. Yep, keep on going. And of course, it's going to take a while. This is not really much of a surprise in this case because, well, we're CPU limited, as you can see. But still though, 4 gigabytes of RAM is doing quite good. Now, yeah, again, I'm not saying it's going to be able to game. No, it's not going to be able to. I'm not saying it's magic or anything. I'm just saying it's not a bad thing. Either way, let's open up the alarm clock app. Let's just open everything. Oh, let's open that. Let's go and open, I'm not going to open Get Help, but let's open Mail. I'm not going to open Maps because DDoSing. Let's see, we can go over and open up Microsoft Edge. I completely skipped that. The mouse just lagged a little bit, but that's still fine. We're still going. We're still rocking. What's the RAM usage? 92%. And let's keep going. By the way, I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, the reason it's performing so good is because of this and this. But Linux is much better. The thing I don't understand is, okay, yes, it might be performing better because of the SSD in here or whatever else, but like, it's performing better. It doesn't matter what's causing it to perform better, or whatever. If something's on this is causing it to perform better, but it's not as superior as something else that is slower, I mean, I can't complain about this. This is doing, well, significantly better. Personalization, sure, I got it. But we're currently both probably internet bound and CPU bound, RAM bound, SSD bound. By the way, this is a 128 gig. Oh, that's lag. This is a 128 gigabyte inland SSD. It's a rather old SSD. I don't want to sign into Microsoft right now. I don't know what it's trying to sign me into, but okay. I don't want that, but let's leave this open in a small tab. There we go. Okay, what is this? Why does it keep wanting me to sign in? I don't know. There's another one of these messages. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, actually. That's fine. That's what I get for opening multiple things at once. Well, okay, what's going on? So this is Microsoft Edge opening up right now, right? Should I just keep opening things? Well, I am, but I will take a break. So this is Epic Games. It's open. Should I sign in? Actually, yeah, I'm going to sign into it. Why not? Let's just get rid of all these prompts. So I'll be back in one moment, all right? So one moment, please. One password type in later, we get Epic Games open here, and I'm sure this will be rather intensive because Epic Games is just really a unoptimized it's a games browser. It's a lot harder to run than Steam. I guess I shouldn't say it's unoptimized. I'm sure they actually put quite a bit of work into optimizing these things. I'm just saying it's slower than Steam. You can tell though the CPU is currently maxed out. I can just easily click over to here and see what's going on. Yeah, it's mostly the Epic Games launcher. But once it loads, it will be fine. But this does take a long time to load. I clicked on the library, or maybe I didn't, I don't remember, so let's click on it. And now it's loading the library, which has a whole bunch of games in it. And there's a whole bunch of fancy animations. Yeah, I'm not having any of these things installed right now, but yeah, why is BioShock typed in there? Let's get rid of that. There we go. But yes, this is lagging, but we're getting into gaming territory, because this is a gaming app. This can't game outside of solitaire, so yeah. Alright, all this stuff is open. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, I got it, sure. Microsoft, no. Oh, come on, why is it doing this? Okay, fine, send code. Okay, it wants me to put a code in. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I've gotten that all signed in. Probably the reason why I wanted that is because I've never really signed into that. But yeah, as you can see here, all these things are still very much openable and usable. Alright, let's keep opening things. So let's open more Google Chrome tabs. So let's open up, I don't know, Fairbanks, Alaska weather. Yeah, there we go. It knows what I'm trying to type. And yeah, it takes it a moment. It's going to be raining in Fairbanks this week. Okay. Yeah, let's just open up another tab. Let's open up my mouse is currently stuck. Let's open up that. There we go. Okay. And yes, again, it takes a little bit of time, but keep in mind, this is 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's nothing insane. Yes, we're currently using 935 megabytes of RAM on Google Chrome, whatever. It's using it all in page file, basically. But you know what? That's not enough. Let's open up more stuff. Let's open up Crystal Disk Info. 64-bit, because yes, we're going to be fancy. And it gives you an idea of this, the SSD that we're using. Alright, so it's got 76% life left, which when it reaches 0, it's not going to just immediately die. It's just, you should replace it when it gets down to like 10% left, 5% left, just so you don't lose your data. Or if it's just for games, who cares? But this is the SSD. It's nothing special, but it does the job. It was actually in my first computer I got in 2018. Well, it wasn't my first computer, but it was my first gaming computer. My first computer had a AMD Athlon XP in it. Either way, let's continue on. By the way, we didn't get rid of dial-up until 2019. Alright, let's keep scrolling down through here. Let's open up more stuff. Let's see, phones, yeah, let's open up that, because I had it open last time. What else can I open up? Steam's already open. Let's open up Solitaire, though. Alright, let's just go through the whole thing here. Let's open up Pair VPN, because yes. Alright, let's just minimize that. But let's see, what is this? Okay, yeah, it's just everything here opening. I'm going to run out of room in the taskbar soon, by the way. Do I have clock open? No, I don't actually have clock open. So let's open up... Oh wait, there's a lot of things in here. Let's open up the calendar. I don't think that's already open. Let's open up... Shall I open Cinebench? Yeah, let's open it. I'm not going to turn the camera on. Or should I? I don't know. Did I click on a button? I guess I did. You can tell it is definitely lagging right now. The RAM is at 95% usage, and for some reason, yeah, the CPU went over and did that thing again where one core disabled itself. I think that might be CPU related here, not Windows related, but maybe it is Windows related. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe it's just confused because I have so much stuff open right now. Who knows? It's fine. I'll just keep opening stuff with how it is. So we've gotten this here. I'm just trying to open it. CPU temperature is 59 Celsius, not overheating or anything. Alright, let's keep opening things. Let's open up. It's taking a while to load. I pressed the Windows button. Okay, let's see. I need to open up Cinebench R23. The minimum requirements for this is actually 4 gigabytes of RAM, which we have, but we're currently using all those Google Chrome tabs up on top, which aren't loading again because it's out of focus. But yeah, we've gotten all this stuff open now. Now we're opening Cinebench R23. I'm not going to run the Cinebench R23 test because, well, that would completely destroy the experience, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to say 4 gigabytes is fine, but right now we are actually CPU limited. Alright, let's open up the clock. It might take it a moment to open. I'm sorry this video is getting so long. But you saw the last video on Linux, it was absolutely struggling, and same hardware, just a worse SSD in Windows. I say worse as the SSD I was using before was a PNY SSD. I got it for $15.99, and it was 256 gigabytes. So basically double the size. And 5 years newer. I don't know if 5 years newer is all that much in terms of just cheap SSDs, but yeah, whatever. Alright, the taskbar down here is fully full, but that's not going to deter me from continuing on our journey to open more and more. What is that? CPU ID? Oh, okay, this is just a bunch of programs. Let's open up CPU Z because yes, I know, I'm just going to keep opening things forever at this rate, but I'm going to just keep doing it until the system crawls to a halt. I mean, it's already crawling to a halt because of one core not running, but that's fine. Let's ignore that and let's keep opening things until the RAM's causing a problem, which is basically when the SSD is maxed out constantly. Let's open up the Photos app as well. Do I have Phone Link open? Yes, I do. Alright, let's open up what else? TeamViewer. Yeah, there we go. Is Cinebench R23 open yet? No, it might take it a bit to open actually. Let's go back to Task Manager here. So the RAM is currently at 97% usage, or 3.7 out of 3.8 gigabytes free. The other 200 megabytes, I guess, are probably going to the, I don't know, the Intel iGPU. I got no idea. Alright, so we got TeamViewer open over here. Glorious. Alright, let's get rid of that. And yeah, let's go to here. What is this? I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's probably the photo app, right? Yeah, it's definitely lagging now. But the thing is, the CPU core right here is the only thing working really, and it's fully maxed out. So I don't think I'd blame this on the RAM. I'd blame this on the CPU in this case. But if it had a proper CPU that wasn't, breaking, I would say this is perfectly good. Alright, and let's see, keep your stuff with OneDrive. Not now, I don't want OneDrive. It looks like something else is trying to open up. I don't know. Ooh, that's weird looking, isn't it? That's fine. I'm just going to assume it's trying to open Cinebench right now, and that's causing havoc on this. Let's find out. I'm just trying to open as many programs as possible, and yeah, as you see, this stuff is barely using the CPU, but all of it at once is causing havoc on it. The RAM's fine. It's not maxed out. It'll be fine for quite a long time to come. Alright, what's going on here? I can click on that. I don't want Microsoft OneDrive right now, and we have screenshots of Minecraft Horse. Oh, wait, where did it go? Okay. Can I bring it back up, please? Probably not. It's probably having a fit. Oh, wait. Taskbar is unresponsive. Ooh, I've made it mad. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Everything's now going to close, I think, because, as you see here, the taskbar is frozen. Now CPU-Z is opening. I've done too many things at once. Maybe I didn't. There's Core 2 Duo in there. You know what? Let's go through this. Oh, yeah, this is frozen. Okay, I think I've reached the limits. Can I open Task Manager, please? Click. I definitely clicked. Okay. Oh, and Google Chrome is also going unresponsive, so this SSD is... It's actually reaching 100% at times. If I'm not mistaken, the light only goes on when it's fully maxed out, so that's neat. And yeah, this is having a bad day over here. But it doesn't help that the... oh, the mouse is lagging. Okay, I think I've brought it to a halt. But maybe not. I know I've been recording for 30 minutes so far. I know, it's a long video. Let me have some water while I sit here. But I think I did bring it to a halt. But it will actually sort itself out after a while. It's probably putting stuff into the page file slowly, and it's limited by the CPU because it's stuck on one core. So this might be the speed of maybe a Intel Celeron M, or maybe a Pentium 4 right now. Maybe a Pentium 4 641. No, probably slower actually. Should I run Cinebench R23 on it and see what the score is? I'm tempted to. Oh, yeah, the mouse is frozen. Okay. I think a blue screen is incoming. Wait, now it's fine. Okay. I'm just going to let it sit. I'll cut back once it does something, if it does anything, alright? So, one moment please. Okay, come check out this. CPU-Z is having a fit. Just watch it. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but it's definitely not happy. Neither is Google Chrome, so I have definitely made this mad. I'd really like to go and take a look at this task manager down here, but I can't yet. Also, look at the time. So this, okay, by the way, both of them are different time zones. The one on the right's in Pacific Standard Time, which is where SSD was last used, and then this is in Eastern Standard Time because I'm in Florida right now, not California. So the minutes are going to be the same. So this right here is at 1:49, or just pay attention to the 49. You can't see it, but 49. Okay, now 50. Oh, now as soon as I try to show you, it fixes itself. Okay, well that was a few minutes behind, like 3 minutes behind. But now it's back to normal, so whatever. It is... something's happening. Where did Task Manager go? Why is it all the way over here now? I don't know. Yeah, let's just open it and see what's going on. Okay, it is actually CPU bound here. It's not like RAM bound. The RAM's only at 89% usage, though the hard drive light's on. So the hard drive light on does not mean the hard drive is at 100% usage. Interesting. Well, good to note then. That's fine though, but yeah, the CPU is likely the cause of that whole fit right there, but it's still somewhat responsive. I mean, there's like half a second input delay when I do anything, but that's fine. Let's just open up more stuff here. Let's just make sure it's all open enough so we can see it all. Internet connection problem, I don't care. Okay, let's keep going, 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 let's keep going. Let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep, no, it's already open. Let's keep going, let's keep going. I'm going to go until something more impressive happens. I think Cinebench R23 is still opening, by the way. I could be wrong on that. I'm not going to try to open it again. Unless it doesn't open in a few minutes, then I will try to open it again. Let's keep scrolling down the list here. I already got GPU-Z open, I think. No, I don't. Alright, well, let's open up GPU-Z then, because why not? Alright, and that and that. Okay, I've clicked on all of those things, and I'm sure it's going to take a long time to open. And I know I've been working a long time at opening all of this stuff, 31 minutes at this point, roughly. But the thing is, the computer literally locked up for, okay, this was on the broken hard drive, but it locked up for about an hour the other day on Linux. But that hard drive is also well, significantly worse than an SSD. But how the SSD was acting earlier today, I don't honestly think it would have changed if I had the SSD when that lockup happened. Either way, everything's currently still loading. Let's just go over to here. Alright, the RAM's at 95% usage, not fully used. I'm getting tired of talking though. There's not really much to say because it's getting so slow at this point. It's taking a long time to open things. Why did the screen go dark? Well that's exciting. Oh, must be Cinebench opening, right? I don't know. The screen is definitely dark though. You see this, right? You definitely see this. It went darker. I can't click on, oh no, that's the Xbox thing. If I click just somewhere here, it might go disappear. I don't know, but that's the Xbox overlay. Yep, there you go. That's what that was. Okay. And whatever that is here opening, it's taking its time, of course. There's also a video playing in the background from, I think that's Microsoft Store, or no. Well, actually, it might be. Or maybe it's, what is it called? Microsoft Explorer? No. Internet Explorer. No, Microsoft Edge, that's what it is. Alright. But there's not really much to see. I mean, 4 gigabytes of RAM, once all this stuff opens and settles down, I should be able to comfortably web browse still. So, you know, I'm just going to pause the video for a while until everything settles down, and then I'm going to go over and try to do a little bit of web browsing just to see what happens, alright? So I'll be back. One moment, please. Alright, I've let it sit for, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and yeah, it's not getting really any better. Maybe it was 10 minutes, I don't know. A long time, or long enough, and I'm tired of waiting, but the RAM is currently at 95%, and Cinebench R23 opened up in the background here, as you, can see. So I can't really click on it too good, because the CPU is maxed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over and slowly close everything, because everything open right now is causing a lag, simply because the CPU is only on one core and it's just fully maxed out. It's not dropping from 100% usage. Well, actually, it's not going above 60% usage because it's only one core out of the two that's working. But the way to fix this is just close a whole bunch of things and hopefully it actually is a little bit more usable. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, Windows is fine with 4 gigabytes of RAM, even if it isn't ideal for gaming or something like that. It still is very much usable unless you have a problem like this. But I wouldn't recommend multitasking to this extent with this amount of RAM. By the way, I did take away the start menu, but let's just bring it back real quick. That's the wrong button. Is it that? Yeah, search. Let's just do show search box. Yeah, there we go. The only reason why I got rid of it is because it was the icons were going to overflow, and it would go onto a second taskbar down here, and I didn't want that to happen. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Just got to slowly go through this and close literally all of it. It might take it a few minutes. I think I pressed the close button, but I don't know. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's get rid of that too. Let's check out the task manager. Yeah, the CPU is still maxed out. Alright, let's get rid of that as well. Let's get rid of that. 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 Oh, I failed to get rid of it. Get rid of that. Okay. And let's get rid of that. The RAM usage probably is going to be around 3.5 gigabytes now that everything's closed. Yeah, roughly 3.3 gigabytes. And the CPU is still maxed out. So I would say this is slower than a Pentium 4. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm going to run this Cinebench R23 benchmark. I'm not going to wait for it to go over and sort itself out. I'm just going to start running it right now just to see what happens. But I'm not going to wait for the video to finish. I'm not going to keep recording the video until it's done because it probably will take an hour or two or more. And I don't want to sit with the video on pause on my phone for an hour or two, and I have to keep clicking the phone every 30 seconds or every minute to make sure it doesn't stop the recording and turn off the camera. Yeah. Either way, thank you for watching. Sorry for rambling on and taking half an hour of your day away, 37 minutes to be exact. But hopefully you get what I mean. This performance is significantly better. Same amount of RAM, same CPU, just, I mean, it's a worse SSD in here now. And, yeah, it performed significantly better than Linux. Up until the end, at least, when the one CPU core died. Then it was about the same as Linux. Yeah, I'd say about the same. Either way, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely running the benchmark. I thought the screen shut off. Alright, thanks for watching. And have a great day, or have a great morning, or night. Over here it is currently 2:20 a.m. You can't see it, 2:21 a.m. Yeah, it's getting late. Bye-bye.